You chilling with the vibe. We lit.
I'm here. You know I'm here.
This amazing podcast, The Vibe.
What's good, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. This is Mike the B from All the Vibes. If you're returning to Volume 2, man, we love y'all. Appreciate the support. If you're new, we love y'all too. A hip-hop podcast based around black culture, black music, black sports, black fashion, everything black. And highlighting some artists you might not even know about. Volume 2 is going up. It's going crazy. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? We back. Volume 2, Episode 2. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. My name is Mike B, but everybody calls me Mike.
What up? It's your girl YB.
Nope.
Oh, we didn't. We stopped it now.
Oh my God.
She shortened it.
Oh, wow.
She shortened it.
Ew.
You didn't even tell us. I would have.
Right. No? Okay, either way. It's your man, cameraman Chris.
DJ.
Oh. Uh-oh.
DJ P mother freaking swag.
Keep it
Drip Kingdom.
Mm.
The empire was dead and now it's a kingdom.
Now it's a kingdom.
Mm.
All right. Yeah.
Next week, it'll be a dynasty. You dig?
Mm.
Well, you guys obviously know who the fuck I am.
Oh, okay. We're coming in strong
My
yet
name is
again.
Mary.
It's Mary.
If you know Mary, let me know something.
Mary Mack.
Period.
All right. Glad we got introductions out the way. Once again, you know, to follow us on our social media pages. On Twitter is All the Vibes with 2 underscores behind it. All the Vibes with 2 underscores. You can find us on Instagram with 2 underscores. All the Vibes. That's 2 underscores. Then All the Vibes. All the Vibes is also on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. I keep saying this word wrong. Patreon, where you can donate if you want to give funds, because everybody needs money to start out. Nobody comes in with $1 million. Not us. So let's just be honest. That's everybody. That's the only page we got. Good deal. So here's the thing. So if you follow us on our social media pages, you will have just like started to see within like the last about 3 weeks, like segments where 4 of us, because I have to find my talent got segments, but so like Breeze has her fashion segment, P DJ segment, Mary has her art, and then Chris has his pictures. That's just not like random. I didn't figure out to think it is, but like these are real talents that my counterparts have here. So basically, I'm just let them each go around. We'll start with P over here and just like explain like what they really do, so y'all can have an understanding. Like this is not just for show.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I DJ. For real. I mean, I've been DJing about 5 years, but I mean, I ain't know I was gonna be no DJ. You know, on a serious tip though, I mean, I've always been in tune with music. I've always enjoyed, you know, drums and instruments and all of that type of stuff. So like, I had to find something to do. I moved down here, came to school, you know, and DJing, that was a big outlet for me because it started playing music on a laptop at kickbacks. You know, randomly playing shit. Nothing major, you know, nothing too serious. It got serious. You know what I'm saying? About a year after that, you know, I decided to go to Guitar Center. I said, you know, fuck is a DJ controller? I didn't know what that was. You know. And no, I purchased it. A lot of YouTube, a lot of networking with other DJs that, you know, I'm really cool with now. And really just perfecting my craft, figuring out how to become better. And so now, you know, you probably see me on a flyer, see me DJing a party. I've DJed a lot of parties all over Missouri, a couple out of town. And so really I'm just trying to expand my base. And so yeah, that's just really been a big outlet for me. You know, just a little base. We can go into deeper detail after.
A little bit.
Called an investment in yourself.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
It costs money to make money.
Indeed.
Unfortunately.
That's why we have Patreon. Everybody doesn't start out with $1 million. Definitely not us. You want to go next?
Sure. So for those who don't know, I do paint. It really started when I was younger. I was always really artsy. My parents would like buy me canvases and art sets. I used to go during the summer to like art summer schools. That was my thing. And like I would win competitions all the time. My stuff would be on shirts. So like the next school year, like 6th grade, somebody would wear my t-shirt.
That's hard. We got a design. They pick one.
Like they would
That's
give
pretty
us
prestigious.
awards. And then after that, it kind of just fell off. I just found different stuff I got interested in. And it wasn't until recently, like this past year, I started painting again, only because my job, we did like a sip and paint, and I posted the picture that we painted, and people were like, oh, it's hard, like you paint, and then I was like, dang, I actually was kind of good. So I just started again, and it kind of was my outlet, just like a free time, and like I could just put all my energy into that. And I just started painting stuff, and I started posting it. I sent it to some of my close friends before I even posted anything, because I'm a real like critic on like my work. So it's like I don't want to put no BS out, and then they're like, this is trash. This is not it. This is not what you need to do. So I asked my friends. They were like, damn, we didn't even know you could do that. And then after that, like it kind of just went off, and I started posting them. Not for no like money or nothing, but people were asking me, how much is this? Like, can you make me this? Da, da, da. And kind of just went off that. So. Yeah.
We're gonna
I forgot. It's like moving fast. Thought you said is it Mustafa?
Continue on. Do your
No.
thing, yo.
Okay. Okay.
Don't play
No, he's
with
talking
me.
about a rapper. Okay.
That is a good topic.
It is.
We'll have to wait till after this segment.
Okay.
Then we're gonna
It's you guys could probably tell from my top 10s, fashion related. I'm actually a fashion design and
bring the
merchandising
microphone
major.
closer to you.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, fashion is my talent. That's what I'm most passionate about. I really got into fashion because I just want to empower other individuals, like through the clothing that I make, and I also love to tell a story, like through clothing. I say like fashion is like my form, or like my outlet of art. That's just like how I express myself. I don't know my backstory. I've always been really like super duper artsy. It wasn't until life was like, hey Bree, maybe you should be more practical. And look at me now, back into fashion. Everything comes full circle in life, really. I don't know what to say. I just really love like the ability for clothes to like transform the individual into whomever they want to be. It's just like super dope to just see people like step outside of themselves and be able to like transform themselves. No, but for real, I just want to make like clothing to help women feel super duper fucking confident all the fucking time. The goal is after I graduate to hopefully intern for a designer, is a product developer. I want to start off as a product developer and then my own creative director for like independent shoots, and then after that launch my own contemporary women's wear brand. That's the end goal for sure.
Like,
And make custom made to order things, just like random ass things, and like collaborate with other creatives, individuals.
Goals. We love to see.
very impressive.
For sure.
I'm very impressed.
Need 'em.
I'm serious. So it's all wow. This is great.
Okay, guys. I am a photographer, and I guess from you seeing my segment, I take pictures. So I guess to give some history on it, I mean, I come from a big family, and I have this uncle that always takes pictures at all our family functions since like I was little. I mean, every family function, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, family reunions, 4th of July. He's always there with his camera, making everybody come together, take pictures and all that. So I've always been like around pictures, and just like him, like having that camera and all that. I've always kind of been interested in it, but at the time, not enough to really go after it. So when I was I think, what was it, my junior year in college, I actually had a friend who was a photographer, and kind of got me more interested in it. And then I had an opportunity to purchase like a used camera from someone that I knew that was pretty cheap. Like it was bargain deal still. So, you know, I made that investment in myself and bought my first camera, T3i Canon. It was beautiful back in the days, beautiful now. You know, autofocus is autofocus is messed up, so I had to learn how to autofocus was messed up, so I had to learn how to manual. And that was a blessing in disguise. But either way, I don't know. I just once I bought that first camera, I started, you know, really just learning how to, you know, learning the functionality of cameras and really just diving into, I guess, the art of photography, man. And I guess in the words of what's the movie, Queen and Slim, we take pictures to prove that we exist in this moment. And to touch off of that, I think that photography is a way to prove that we are here in this moment, that our experiences exist and that our stories exist. And that's kind of how I got into film, because I think it's a more expansive way for us to tell those stories and experiences. So touching on that, me and two other individuals, Shaka Lil Bimbo and Honesty Gant, we're working on a streaming series called Kickback Chronicles, which follows 3 students that attend a PWI, a predominantly white institution, and basically how they navigate through their lives, you know, going at that institution and trying to find their identities and where they belong in this world. It's, you know, we kind of use, I guess, like social fabrics and like social commentary in a comedic way, you know. But that's gonna be coming soon. Look out for that. Follow us on Kickback Chronicles at Instagram. You're gonna see all our behind the scenes footage, all our, you know, headshots, producer videos, director videos, and, you know, see what we about and see what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? That's really about all I got. I feel like I'm talking a lot.
Good.
Support the culture.
Yeah, good stuff going on.
Yeah, proof that we exist, brother.
You heard us. You said, Okay, so now I feel like I'm hosting an episode. This is kind of cool. You guys are the guests. You guys are the guests today. All right. So we talked a little bit about this earlier.
You're not gonna.
You know what? Let's take a step back.
Oh no.
Let's talk about the creation of this here podcast here.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell y'all the story. It's a pretty funny story. All right. So one, if you know me outside of here, which most of you guys won't, I guess. Music is my favorite thing. There's no question. There's nothing. It goes music, and then we can kind of debate the rest after that. So I talk about music all the time. Anyway, I was actually going to Essence Fest. I'm on a road. This is a road trip. If I'm not driving, I hate being on road trips, and I couldn't sleep. So I was like, I'm gonna start doing music reviews. So I listened to like 3 albums all the way and just wrote them, typed something out. Boom. I need something to put it up on. I didn't know what to put it up on. I didn't want it on my personal page because, you know, that's for me, not for nothing else. You know? So I was like, I need something to put it on. I said I need a name first. So I said The Vibes. That's what I called it. I was like, The Vibes is easy because I always say something The Vibe. Cool. It's not a bad name. It's easy to use. So I used it. Put it up on the Vibes page. Get to New Orleans. I'm like, sweet, all of our reviews. It's gonna be fun. That's gonna be easy. Alright, and I'm going to a BET experience, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. So I go to BET experience. Open bar. It's free. So me taking opportunity. I said, okay. So anyways, Arlen's there, she performs. Me and my boy Evan, and then one of our friends' cousin was like, yo, we need to eat or we're not gonna make it. So we said we're gonna go eat. So we go eat. Miss 90% of Arlen's performance. Come back, she performs one song, leaves, boom. Like, dang, but the bar's still open. Still free. So we end up staying. It closed like 5. We're there till like 6:30. And so we leave there, we walking because we're going to the Essence Fest in the actual arena. We pass like this black car. Here's Arlene's just sitting here, chilling. Nobody around her. Security just killing her, just chilling. Everybody chilling. So she's like, yeah, you come and take pictures. So I'm like, I don't want a picture. I said, yo, I try to talk real fast. I'm like, yo, can you shout out my podcast? I just started it, having not recorded nothing, having not supposed to be a podcast. She's like, yeah. She said, hey, make sure you follow Vibes or whatever, yada yada, the podcast. I'm like, oh, well, I gotta post a video. I said, well, now it has to be a podcast. And so boom, here I am, podcast, and it was just me for an episode. And I was like, it's kind of boring. It was cool, but it's kind of boring. So let me get my friends. So I asked Chris first, and then Bree. No, I asked Pete first. He asked you first. Like, ooh, if I had a DJ, that'd be hard. And I was like, need a girl, man. So get Bree. So I Bree, and Chris my roommate. So that was gonna happen anyway. He was gonna be on it anyway. Like, it was gonna happen. So like, Bree was
I had no choice.
like, it was like a. I just figured you'd be like, yeah, cool, right? So then we had Honesty. She could have been here today, but you know.
Oh my god.
Just do that.
She could.
Wow.
I don't mean like that. You guys have made it like that, but she really could. I'm just saying, we'll see her next week. And then Mary's new. But the thing is, the reason why it's cool is because even though you're friends, all 5 of them have talents. So it's like, I ain't think about it like that, but I think about it like it makes complete sense. And that's how we got here. The end. And here we are. But damn, man. Honestly, not gonna be happy about how y'all reacted to that. In the line. That's all I can think about right now. Anyways, guys. So, with that being said, we kind of talked a little bit before. If being a quote unquote creative is like a trend, if it becomes somewhat of a trend that everybody has made this term more loose, like it's just a loose term, like it's kind of like anybody can be. If you feel like you are, then you are. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how y'all feel. Or anybody wants to put any input on that? How do you feel about it?
I mean, I feel like as time progresses, like things are gonna have different stages, and things are like there's gonna be different waves of a trend. And like I always view a trend as like what's in the now, you know, or like what's popular now. Like a good example would be like festivals, like music festivals. Like when I was growing up, you know, you would hear about a concert. Okay, cool, it was a concert. You know, oh, it's like Super Jam in St. Louis or something. You know, that's cool. But now, like, when you hear about a concert, like, people are getting hyped. People are getting amped. I mean, especially, you know, us. But, like, everybody is there. Like, it's a big deal. Like, Astrofest, that was probably one of the first festivals that, in fact, that was the first music festival that I've really been to with, you know, various artists. And it was dope. And I feel like that's kind of, I don't necessarily want to call it a trend, but it's something that is very popular now, and it's something that people are really starting to attract themselves to. And just kind of revolving that like around talents. Like, I mean, DJs have always been around. However, it's like a wave of, you know, you've got DJs that are in the music industry, you know, and other DJs from the outside looking in, they aspired to be like those DJs in the industry. But about maybe 10 years ago, I don't really know if DJs were aspiring to be like those individuals. They were just maybe doing their gigs at the club or doing their gigs wherever they were doing XYZ. So I really feel like it's kind of something that is circumstantial. It really just kind of depends on what's popping in that moment, personally.
I'd agree, but I also say when people talk about trends or what everybody else is doing, that also puts like a downlight on people who are creative, like who actually can create. That, oh, well, because such and such is doing this, I can't do it because there's so many people doing it. And I feel like that puts a lot of like downlight towards it. But I feel like when you are passionate about something, you're gonna do it anyways, like regardless of what anybody is gonna think about you. And there's people out there who really like, you have a passion and you just want to do it, or there's people who just want money for it. Like, and you'll see it as time goes on, because it won't last that long. If you go doing something just for the money of it, it's not gonna, you know, like, it's not gonna be all that.
You're not gonna get all that fulfillment.
Yeah, like just the same thing. Like whatever you pursue, if you just going just because it's a bread scheme, like quick money, it's not something that's gonna last for you. You're gonna always try to find something that's gonna get you more money. So whatever's popping at the time. So whether that's being a DJ or being a rapper, like I remember that was a big trend. Everyone wanted to rap because that was popping, or everyone wants to dress a certain way because that's popping. But eventually that should die out. Like if you're passionate about it, you're gonna rock with it, and people can tell what's genuine and what's not. So kind of how I feel about it.
To I guess kind of touch on what you said. I feel that I don't know. I feel like if people kind of lost my train of thought. I try to stretch it out. Basically, what I'm saying is, I feel like the idea of being a creative, even if people don't necessarily have the passion for it, the idea of being a creative is so compelling. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, well, this is just facts. The majority of people in the world are working jobs that they have no passion for, that they don't want to do, that they hate. So the idea that I can do something where I'm creating something of my own that comes from me, that's organic, I like that idea. That's dope. And then you mean I can get money off of it too? Like, I feel like the idea of that is so attractive to people, and that's why I like at a certain time people were trying to rap so much. It's just like, I can create something, and if it goes off, I can live this lifestyle too. Like that, I feel like that's what attracts people to this particularly, you know, like, to being a creative. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's a certain time limit for the quote unquote trend as far as that goes. If you don't have a real passion for it, it's only gonna last about, I would say, like maybe at most a year, and then the quote unquote trend will pass, and that person will move on to doing something else. But I just like the idea of it. Just same thing with like athletics. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure everybody, when they was a kid, they was playing basketball, playing football, we all thought, oh, well, what if I go to the league one day, or if I can go to the league, because it's just like, I can do something that is so easily identifiable as me loving to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to soul search. Like, I know I love to play basketball. So the idea of me being able to do that for my career, it's exciting. You know, or, you know, I know I can rap. I like to turn up. I like music. So the idea of me being able to do that for a living is excitable. And I feel like that's really where the trend necessarily came from, especially because people seen that. I feel like with social media, people see that it's more accessible. It's more accessible, and then like anybody can really just, if anything you do, if it just catches on the right way, you own like that. Yeah. It's like, it's so unpredictable, and there's not really a gauge for it. It's like, you could be dope and catch on, but then you could kind of be trendy with how you do whatever your creation is, and catch on the same way that the other person is. So I feel like that also lends to it as well. So, yeah.
To piggyback off of Chris, also, I feel like we definitely have opportunity that our parents did not have, or generations before us did not have. I feel like we have moved from like a very utilitarian like society of just like what's practical and doing what's need to be done. But I feel like with our growth in like technology and just like us as people, I feel like there's now opportunity for, like you said, to make money off of creative outlets. So I feel like there's a lot more like opportunity as far as like jobs and stuff, where people see, oh, I can actually make money. So now people are like supporting those fields. I do think that, I mean, creatives have been around since the beginning of like anything, because artists have always been around. So I wouldn't say creatives in general, but I don't know, I just think it's interesting because the opportunity has just grown so much from what it once actually wasn't. But yeah.
And then one more thing, just to touch on what you said, it's important for us in our society to have, you know, jobs that are practical and people that do those things.
For sure.
And I'm not trying to compare them as far as being on the same level, but there's something to be said about the social aspect of our society and how we live. Like, music matters, art matters, like social environments that's created by art, music, sports, all that stuff matters. It brings people together. Like that stuff matters, you know, a certain type of way too. It's all a part of, I guess, how, you know, our society and our life. So it can't just be discounted because it's not directly saving someone from living or breathing, or you know, or like doing something with, I don't know, tangible money or whatever.
I just feel like as far as creative anything, there's no clear definition of what a creative in a certain lane looks like, because it's always something that appeals to somebody. Like, let's say for photography, to make it just plain, if somebody is really special with black and white photos, they're gonna have a lane always that they can stick in. It's like you could be in a room with 100 people that think they're photographers, and all 100 could really be called as photographers. So it's like you can't really say it's a trend. And then the only time I've ever really seen it is like when people who call themselves creators as well feel like there's a lot of people in their lane. It's like maybe this is a trend because you feel like it's a competition. But when it's always anybody can like anything, like especially like music, then there's never ever clear you're following this trend. There's a sound and things like that. There's a look, but there's never really a trend. This is what you're good at, then why would you not capitalize on that? Right. Because the same thing in business. That's the case of people that are good at math is a trend because you master this, you want to get money in it. If you're an accountant, there's a million people that do accounting. Like this is a trend now because it's filled up, like nurses and shit. Like, I ain't go too deep because I feel like I'm losing my train of thought. So I think we're gonna be vulnerable with it for a little bit. For y'all, just like find out what you want to do. Like, what's your biggest, or what was your biggest like struggle at the beginning, like to remain consistent, or if it's self doubt or whatever it may be that you like, dang, this is new. So I don't know who gonna answer first.
I guess I'll touch on it first. I mean, I was actually a journalism major. Only my minor was mass media, so I'm not really I didn't go to school for film necessarily. So I guess for me, it was really just trying to decide between if I wanted to like go into like, you know, sports, broadcasting, journalism, things of that nature, or if I wanted to do film. And it's like both roads, to be quite honest, are like longer-ish roads. Like you're gonna have to grind regardless. Like if you're in like broadcasting or sports, if you didn't play, then you have to do the long game unless you can figure out some extra way. And then obviously with film, like it's very unpredictable. You know what I mean? So if you make a film and it catches on or anything like that, you could you know, get some exposure. But it's just, I mean, both ways are just the long way in my mind of how I interpret them. But I guess it was just me deciding that I wanted to do film and wanted to actually like be, I guess, a part of the telling of stories, basically. But I do still love sports. It's Lakers in 5. 5.
All right, agreed. I hope so.
Cinco.
For me, I would say the biggest struggle really, I think, was really more of a internal commitment. Because it started off, like, I feel like usually a lot of things kind of start off as a hobby. You find something that you like, and then what makes it creative is what you bring to it, what you put into it to make it your own. And so for me, like, I just feel like, you know, anybody could play music on a laptop. Like you can show up at a kickback, plug in your phone and play music, and it'd be the same. But I feel like it was just the internal battle that I had with myself. Like, am I really gonna do this? Like, am I really gonna be committed to actually providing vibes, providing positive energy with music in an environment, and do that to like a group of people? Like, it really was deep within myself. And I mean, for a while, you know, I had a lot of fear. I was really nervous when I DJ'd my first 1 or 2 parties, which, granted, you're gonna be nervous. You know, you do something that's foreign to you, you ain't never did, and you know, you taking that risk. But, you know, a part of me was like, I don't think I can do this, because, you know, I wasn't getting the initial reaction that I was expecting up front. But, you know, just overcoming that, getting past that, you know, it's dope, you know, to understand, like, I can go to sleep and wake up like, look where I am today. You know, me accepting that this is what got me here today. So, yeah, that was probably my biggest struggle with it.
That's real. I'd say for me, I don't know, because really, like, my whole painting thing was just like out of, not even to make this sad, but like, I was in therapy, well, still am, but, and one thing like we talked about was to find something to do to like put my energy into, and so that's kind of really like what got me with the whole painting thing. But with that, like, once people started like hyping it up and like, oh, you really raw, I was just like, all right, cool. And then people wanted to like pay for it. I didn't necessarily want to make it a business, just for the fact of like, that was never my intention anyways at all. So because of that, so weak.
Low.
But yeah, I never wanted to make it a business. So it's like once people started making all these requests, like I started feeling super pressured. Like, damn, now I got to do this because people are asking me to, and I can't necessarily enjoy it because it's like this is what helps me feel better. And I think trying to balance that right now, like there's days I just want to like get away and like just go paint and not talk to anybody for like 2-3 days, and yeah, but I don't know. So I think kind of just balancing that. Also, like just a lot of doubt, like posting it, talking about it. It just freaks me out because I feel like people are always gonna critique your stuff, and it's like, you know, you hear how people talk about your people's other shit. You like, bitch. I wish
Twitter will ruin it for you.
No, literally, Twitter
They
rules.
disrespectful.
Don't.
So it's like
so disrespectful.
I couldn't imagine it that way.
They will flame
Like,
your
I
ass.
don't want that to be
This
me.
is all negative energy.
Yeah, so it's like let me
It's
just
funny
keep
until
it
it's
to
like you.
myself.
It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
hold on,
So
player.
that's why I gotta ask my friends first. Like, please be honest. Because if it ain't it, it ain't it. And I think that's what a lot of people need to do with their friends. You need to tell them to be honest. There's some shit.
Listen,
ain't
brother. I love you now, listen. But this might not be the one.
it. Period.
'Cause some of y'all seeing videos that y'all putting up,
Stop.
makeup
Hey,
tutorials that y'all putting up. Now I don't know too much, but I know enough. I just want y'all to be real. I mean, if it's a grind, keep grinding, but don't let them grind and not put it up while they grind. I'm not telling you to stop, but come on, now.
Practicing.
Keep practicing. Yeah, just keep improving. Let's put it like that. It's a
But-
positive environment. Keep improving yourself.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna
Keep
see.
progressing.
And we're gonna see you when you
Ignore it.
progress. We're gonna
Practice
see you.
makes
progress.
perfect.
Yeah. No, I don't know about singing now. You ain't got it. You ain't got it. All right.
Yeah, but,
All right.
but yeah, so that's kind of my thing.
Okay. I guess it's on me.
I mean, you got to. I mean, y'all all answer. If you ain't got the answer.
I feel like my biggest struggle is always going to be like comparison and just like self doubt. I always think back to my father. My brother ran track in college, and my dad gave my brother this analogy like, yeah, you may be the best at your school, but are you the best in your city? You may be the best in your city, but are you the best in the state? You may be the best in the state, but are you the best in the country? Like, it's just like an endless thing until you get to like be in spot number one. So you're always gonna be in like competition with yourself to like better yourself, and you're not the best. Like, you can always improve if you're not the best, like if you're not number one. And just for me, as somebody that's like been working on this for a while, it just feels shitty sometimes, like seeing other people like post something that doesn't take as much like technical detail is like some stuff that I design. Like, say somebody just posts a super basic tee that has super basic graphic tee that just has like 3 words on it, and it just blows the fuck up. And I'm just like, yo, like anybody can do that. I'm not gonna say if you make your own graphics, I mean that's dope for you, but like motherfuckers just putting words on tees and shit blowing up. Meanwhile, like
I hate
motherfuckers-
Sundays.
No, dead ass. But
Finally.
motherfuckers like putting hours
It's
into like actually constructing like
Sold out,
detail oriented designs. I don't know. Sometimes I just like wonder.
different colors.
I don't know. I just wonder, and I'm just like, I just doubt myself in terms of like engagement and like reach. Like, once I do put myself like all the way out there, how people are gonna react. And then as far as like self doubt, I have very high expectations for myself, and so does everybody else for me. Like, people look up to me like up here, as
As
far
they
as
should.
like campus and like Black community and stuff.
As it should.
See, Micah's saying it right now. But like, even when it comes to like parties, like niggas know I'm gonna show out at parties, like how I know I look like a mom right now. I just got off work. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of like pressure on me, and I don't want to like let anybody down or let myself down. So I don't know, just like self doubt is always just like haunting. I feel like that's for anybody though, of just like, you know, like for me, I've been doing this so long. I know I'm definitely talented. It's just like, do I have the motivation and the drive to like keep pushing with it?
Mm.
So
I think a big thing for most people like consistency with things. Cause like it's always a strong start, then it kind of fades off. Like for example, it's like when I came in, I was just strong. Then it kind of faded, and I take like responsibility for that, and then it came back. So like my thing was, at least for me, to write things down and like see it is different now. Cause like we wrote all this shit up. Like that's why I'm so like happy where we are now. Not content, but like happy to keep going. Cause like all this shit we wrote down. Like get mics, we wrote that shit down. New logos, we wrote it down. Do forums, we got 2 forums next week. Like I wrote all this shit down. So like my next thing was like the struggle happens, but the feeling of when you see it, like when it goes through and it starts to like come through, is like way different. That feeling is crazy. Like you be chill, but it's like, damn. Even the small stuff. Like we was opening the mics up. I was like, damn, niggas got mics. Mixtape time. And we'll do a podcast after we do that.
And embrace the struggle.
Embrace your struggle, B.
Because within struggle is purpose. And purpose is where your worth is. Shout out to Angel Hayes. A lot of motherfuckers don't know about you, but I was with you rocking back in the day. That's an Angel Hayes lyric.
Angel Hayes,
She was on the BT Cypher with Joey Badass and Gambino way back in the day. That was a hard cipher. Gambino, Joey.
That's 2000. I can't. That's like 2012. Yep.
And it had the dude that made snapbacks.
You talking about the XXL?
Kurt Cobain?
No.
Oh, snapbacks.
Is that Kurt Cobain? That's not Kurt
Snapbacks and
Cobain.
tattoos.
No, that's not Kurt Cobain. That's Kurt Cobain's had some hits though.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think.
It's
of
like
his name.
Dreezy? That's not Dreezy.
No.
What's his name?
I think it might have been actually.
I think his name was Drizzy, maybe.
I feel like it was Drizzy. Not Dreezy.
Dricky.
Dricky
Graham.
Dricky Graham.
What a trash name.
No.
Now that I think about it, what kind of name is that?
It's just not very good.
Dricky Graham. Anyways, that's so trash.
And also,
Snapbacks and tattoo.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Forever 21 for providing those striped ass shirts and putting a fucking dinosaur on them. That is by far
I don't know what you're talking about.
the dumbest shit that y'all can do. But thank y'all. That's it. That's all. Moving forward.
I didn't know what he was talking about.
I didn't know where we
Well,
going
going
with
back-
that one.
Yeah, I just had to
Going back where I was,
Yeah.
basically, I want y'all to explain this opposite side. So we got the struggle side. Explain the feeling of when it goes through. You can kind of see it in everything that you was working towards. You can see it because that feeling is different too. So, like I said, for me, the small things to see like in your head is just like, damn, we can really do it. Because now I know progress, the importance of progress. I feel like we kind of downplay that a lot too. Like acknowledging progress. You start acknowledging, it's like, all right, still not content, still impatient, but I'm impatient knowing it's coming up, that type of shit.
Yeah. I feel like anything in life, if you like give your energy and you plan it and it turns out well, it's an extreme feeling of like accomplishment and like gratitude, you know what I mean? So like I guess for me, if I was doing a photo shoot or something and like I take a picture and you look back at it on the playback and then you just like, damn, that motherfucker hitting. You just know, you know, like you just no, for real.
No, you know.
No, you know. You snap it up.
Yeah, I gotta go.
And then you look at the playback like, whoo, that mother hard, that mother hitting.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just a feeling of like here. It's just I don't know. It's just you just feel good about what you're doing and how you're spending your time when it turns out how you wanted it to.
I agree. I think when I started, and I sent it to my friends, I was like, "You did this?" It was. But no, it feels really good. Especially like for me. So when I started, I had like 3 canvases, and they were just like small joints. So once I did all those and sent it to my friends, they were like, "Yeah, this is tough." And then once I got asked to go make some, I'm like, dang, I really gotta go buy this shit. I gotta go get new paint. I gotta go invest in brushes, like all this stuff. And it was super exciting, just the fact, like, wow, like people actually think I'm pretty hard. So it's like, maybe I could do this. Emphasis is like legit for me. But yeah, it's just really overall a good feeling. It feels good when you get good feedback. It also feels good when like people are honest with you, and genuine with you about like what it is you're passionate about and care. So yeah, I would just say it's overall a good feeling.
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with that. A big thing for me, like, that helped with like the overall overwhelming, it's just like that confirmation. Like, when people come up to you, when you have most people coming up to you about, you know, whatever your art is, or, you know, whatever you're creating, and they can visually see it and say, like, they can recognize it when maybe you don't, or maybe you don't feel like this is good enough. That's got to stand for something, because that's somebody that has a completely different perspective on everything that somebody from the outside looking in. And just to have that confirmation when you have multiple people, or I mean, even your close friends, because I mean, usually, hopefully, you know, they're supposed to be honest with you. You know, they supposed to keep it 100 with you. So they gonna tell you shit ass. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, if, you know, for real though. You know, if it's poo, it's poo. And I mean, if your friends are gassing you up and they want to, you know, see more from you, or they're alongside of you, letting you know, like, hey, this is good, or giving you that constructive criticism, like, hey, you know, this was all right, could have been better, you know, here are some ways to improve. That's always good too, because that's gonna keep you fresh. So just knowing, just having that feeling, like, that's an ongoing feeling. Like, as you progress and get better, and you get that feedback, it's just it's exciting. For real.
And people pay attention too. Like, I've noticed that even like when you fall off and stuff, people gonna hit you back like, what happened to this and that? Like, why aren't you painting anymore? Why aren't you like at the events anymore? So
And it be people you don't even know.
no, it do.
I remember we go to Chops. I forgot who was there. Well, we don't name him. Somebody was there. He was like, "Damn, what happened to the podcast?" I said, "Oh, so you listen to that?" I was like, "Well, he's been down a couple weeks." I was like, "Dang, people really listening to it. You just don't know. People ain't always gonna be like, oh, listen to it today. Listen to it today. I listen, but they do." So I was like, "All right, what am I doing? Let's go. Let's get back to it." But wait first. Did you want?
I agree with everybody else. I feel everybody is happy, genuinely. Like, your heart is happy when you know, like, your work has like impacted. Oh, when your work has impacted other individuals. I don't know. I just feel like.
I just didn't want to say it while you were talking. I didn't want to be disrespectful while you was talking.
Okay, well, on the positive end, yeah, I just feel happy, elated. Whenever I see like garments that fit people correctly, and then like it's just like your vision just comes to life. Like, that shit makes me happy as fuck. Like, it's crazy that I can like sketch something and then make it, and then a person can wear it, and then they be happy about like fucking wearing it. Like, shit is just like dope as fuck.
Yep.
Indeed, y'all just gonna say yep.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just playing. So let's kind of go back into. I know we're talking about how like the honesty we get from our friends and stuff, being able to be like, hey man, like this not your best or something like that. But then it comes to also, I feel like a lot of times, especially now when you start up with something, people support but they don't support. And like, I know it only pisses me off when people say they're gonna support and do this, and then it's time and they're nowhere. You went out your way. I didn't ask you to.
You didn't have to guess.
Like, man, like for this, like, hey, if you could repost it or something, all right, I got you. Like, hey, every time you put, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna listen, bro. I'm gonna put it up, yada yada. And then it's like, hey, bro, can you do this for me? Well, you know what I'm saying, but yada yada going on. Like, dang, why would you say something at all? Especially like money's probably the biggest one. Like, and I'm not saying everybody rich or something, but like $1 go a long way type shit. You know what I mean? And that dollar really ain't gotta come from you. Just reposting and sharing with your people, that type of any of that. Like, it's like small stuff could really help. And even though I feel like people don't want to support it until it's taken off, but it takes people to make something take off, that type of shit.
For sure.
So how y'all feel like? Do y'all feel like you need to actually have that support of people like around you, or is that just kind of, if they do, they do, they don't?
I kind of feel both ways about it. I feel like you can definitely tell when people support you and when they don't, when it comes down to it. I feel like a lot of people can think because you did this for me, I should get this because of that, or a discount, or whatever they expect from that. And I think that's whack as fuck, especially if you support your friends. All my friends who do stuff, I did not ask for discounts for anything, even if they offer me a discount. I don't believe in that, because like, you put your time and effort in this. I would never do that for you, and I don't expect people to do that unless it's like, you know. But I feel like that's lame. If you only support because you're reaping something out of it, if you expect something out of it, that's whack. So do I think you need that? You don't need that. I feel like you do need people around you who are like-minded, who are going to tell you what it is and what it isn't, and what's solid and what's not solid. And I think without that, like, people just think they can do whatever, and it just, you know. But yeah, so I think the support thing is kind of like, I feel like support is a good thing, though. Like, you can learn how to better yourself from situations or whatever you're interested in. But I feel like people either gonna support you or they gonna talk bad. A hater gonna get you money regardless. Like, that's gonna bring you something. Like, so you can support. You don't want to support, you still talking about it.
All publicity is good
It is. That's a fact. So
spread the word.
It's fine. You can hate money straight to Patreon or whatever it is. Patreon account, Patreon account. What's the slogan?
I don't know what you represent, but
I
I don't know.
I said I'll remember it later.
all right.
But
Something about $1
point is,
million
like,
or something, and not us or some shit like that.
I also remember a quote, like, I've heard from people, is like, one no is like 4 more yeses. So for every hater, somebody who like, whoever talked down on you, like, it's another couple doors open. Or someone could be talking about you in a room, and it's other people who don't know about it, but look into your stuff and like it. Like, so really, at the end of the day, you gonna get something. But I think support at the baseline, like, you need people who are gonna support you, who believe in what you do, and if not, then let them off, and you're gonna do whatever you do.
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with that. For me, I feel like it's categories, like how you categorize somebody as a supporter versus how you categorize somebody who just enjoys what you do. I feel like, you know, a supporter is somebody who's gonna be there to give you that constructive criticism. You know, that they're gonna be 10 toes behind what they said they were gonna do most of the time, if they can, if they're available, and they're gonna stand behind that. So I mean, I really feel like, yeah, you definitely need your supporters. You know, if you've got your friends and family that are your supporters, you need those people to try to filter out any of your own internal biases that you might have towards whatever you're doing. But in that same token, like, I also feel like you got yourself to where you are today. Like, you made the decisions that you decided to make when it comes to your art, when it decides to how you wanted to go about perfecting your craft. So I feel like if you were able to do that, you're able to progress and better yourself. In that same token, you're able to find what needs to be done. Even though the road may be rocky, you're still able to do that because you got to where you are doing the things that you did. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like it's needed to a certain extent. So,
yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say, from my personal experience, I feel support was like a hard pill for me to swallow at first, of just like putting myself out there, cause it's like y'all mentioned earlier, like, motherfuckers will be on your face, like, gassing you up, like, in person, and then when you gotta like post something or like take a step towards it, it's just like silence. And I was like, dang, like, why did it just get silent all of a second? But then I'm just like, bro, nobody's obligated to support you. Nobody in this world owes you anything, not a damn thing. So my expectation is for people are low. Continue to put out what you're gonna put out. Don't worry about like I mean, it's good to have like an impact on people's lives, but don't necessarily worry about like the reach. Like if it got 10,000 likes or if it got 5 likes, like that's not. Just put your content out. Put out what you want to put out. Don't worry about the perception of like once you put it out. Or I don't know if that's the right word. What else was I gonna say? I don't think support. Okay, I think personal support is required. I feel like we all need like a support system to like back us. But then again, I'm saying like you don't need like social media support. You just need like in real life, like can you get a job like from this like type of support? As long as you like have that, like your future ahead of you, it don't matter if you got like 5 people following you, 10 people following you. If you talented, motherfuckers gonna find you. You made a fucking Fortune 500 company might reach out to you. So, I mean, it doesn't always necessarily equate like your followers to like what your actual like business profile is, if that makes sense.
I agree with you. What I was gonna say is absolutely support matters. It absolutely matters. You absolutely need it. Now I feel like for a lot of people we're distinguishing what type of support, but to me, as a DJ, if somebody hires you, that's support. They support because they believe in your product. As an artist, if somebody commissions you, that's support because they believe in you. You know, like it's just like that's, to me, that's support. So your business, that's support. We absolutely like you need support to move on. Like, you absolutely do. And from a business aspect, also from a personal aspect, I feel like people having a support system, I think, you know, is beneficial because I'm not a really big proponent of the whole I did it by myself. I don't really believe in that, to be quite honest, to a certain extent. I mean, I feel like people, like, I don't know, when people do things, I feel like you always have somebody. I feel like somewhere, somehow, some way, you worked with somebody, they worked with you. So there's some type of, I don't know, I just believe that there's something somewhere where it was someone else that helped or did something for you. I don't know. So I just think absolutely you need support. You know, and I feel like we're kind of all saying the same thing. Like we all want support, because if we didn't, we wouldn't talk about how it would make us feel when people kind of jeff with us about giving support, and then kind of, you know, show their ass when we actually show that we're making, yeah. So when we show that we're making progress, and they're nowhere to be found. So I mean, I think absolutely it matters, and definitely needed, just in different levels, I guess. Social media support doesn't really matter that much all the time. It depends on the business you're in sometimes. Because nowadays it actually does matter depending on what you do.
Yeah, it depends on what for outreach more so. It depends on what your purpose is with it. Mm-hmm. Like social media, the purpose is to boost people. That's how you plug yourself with anything. You've done it for years. So I agree. I do think it's important to have support. Having that support makes myself more supportive of my own stuff. I feel like I can reassure my own thing and put that time in. Because if I put the time into it, that means I'm supportive of my own idea. It can start from something that small and go on. All right, last question. I feel like this went longer than I thought it was going to go. Yeah. Anyway, so 2020 just started. It's February, but it just started. I just wanted to hear everybody, like, one thing, like, if you had a goal or something for your year and whatever your creative, what is it? Like for myself, I said it earlier, like my word for a year, I found like consistency, and just remain consistent with everything. So like as far as like this goes, just remaining consistent with what we're doing as far as episodes weekly, putting up content, segments, things like that, to keep that relevance. Because I feel like with that consistency, I can't say if anything was ever forwarded, it was for lack of like effort. So I can take that. So that was one thing.
I guess a goal for me would be to become more organized and to become more business oriented. Simply because that's kind of what's required. While it's a hobby, while I do love and enjoy it, it's it's something that, you know, people, I'm starting to get more professional clientele. So I want to conduct myself in a professional manner and provide that same experience, professional experience. I want to reciprocate that. So to do that, I have to become more business.
You're Pierce Bryant.
Yeah. Still DJ P Swag.
But also Pierce
However, Pierce Bryant.
I have my tie on today.
Yeah.
I'm dead at Ghost.
DJ who? He's what?
James St. Patrick.
DJ Pierce Bryant.
Wait.
AKA P Swag. AKA Drip Emperor.
Current residence, Drip Kingdom.
How weak is that?
I'm dead. I'd say my main goal probably is just to become more consistent. Kind of prioritize how I want to go about things. I know some people don't know, but I did get an offer to have some of my art hung up in actually Gailey's. So if you've ever been to Gailey's,
Gailey's we go to?
Gailey's is fine.
So if you ever been to Gailey's, you see they got art all over that building.
What Jesus?
So I'm weak.
He was in there.
He was.
He was on the wall.
White Jesus.
They had a Jesus on the wall. But anyway, so yeah, I did get an offer to put my stuff out there. I really just want to work on that to get that out there ASAP. And just have fun with it. Like, that's really my thing. Not so much feel so much pressure of what people are gonna say, because somebody gonna rock with it. It may not be in Missouri.
Actual facts. Actual facts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like my goal is to just do it.
Nike sponsors.
Do it.
For me, I usually do like a lot of overthinking about things, and I'm a perfectionist. I don't like to settle. I don't want to put out any mediocre content. I want to put out the best of the best that I can put out. Not saying that I will settle, but that holds me back from putting out a lot of shit that I could have already had out. So just for me, just like taking risks and just putting myself out there and allowing myself to be vulnerable in my craft is definitely going to be a big goal for me this year. Because like, I got my senior collection coming up, and then I'm going to try to participate in like local shows and stuff. Like, people need to see my work. So I just need to like put it out there into the universe so people can receive it. Because people don't even literally know what I'm capable of. Like,
They don't even know.
They don't even know.
They don't
But-
even know.
They don't even know. But
And that's on it.
Sauce.
And that's
Dripping.
that.
you guys will be seen in the future.
Okay, just to touch on what I did earlier, I feel like a lot of people thinking I'm crazy. That's a Shia LaBeouf meme, the just do it. I feel like I can get it all the way out. I had to explain it. Because I got real hyped, real quick, real randomly. So
I know exactly
no,
what it was.
no,
I know what it was.
I knew you did, but y'all wasn't fucking with it. Didn't nobody say nothing. Didn't nobody laugh. I was by myself. Either way,
I mean, I laughed in the inside.
We were just talking about support. You
did not feel either way, right? You didn't support me.
You didn't support.
You didn't support me with your chest.
Sorry about that.
No,
Wow.
it's all good. It's all good. Either way, shit. Okay, so first to touch kind of similar to what you said, more so the way of as far as having the goals, just being able to go out there and do it. You know what I mean? Just because, and I don't want to sound the same, but I really want to stress the fact that there's never going to be a perfect time. Like, period. Like, if you wait, I'm gonna wait till this comes together. I'm gonna wait till I get this done. I'm gonna wait till I get to do that, do this. It'll never happen. There's always something that won't be perfect that can, hold you back or make you have some type of internal excuse on why you don't do something. So just to, kind of touching on what you said, just to be out there and just to just go out there, man. Just go straight into it. Have no fear, And then personally, my goal, I was deciding on this at the beginning of the year if I wanted to decide on the number, but I wanted to be on 5 or 10 film sets for the year of 2020. I'm trying to figure out, 'cause 10 is like hellish.
10 sounds about right.
10 is
10 sounds like
hellish.
hellish.
I'm like hellish. Like, they have to be like Well, they're going to be shorts because I ain't doing no feature shit. I'm not that big yet.
Set them high.
I was gonna say yeah,
Let
set your
'em
goals
ride.
high, man.
Yeah, but it's steps to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 5.
I'm saying 10 feature films in 1 year. I feel like it's pretty damn impossible. I feel like literally impossible.
Well, I don't know.
They
nothing
just
about it,
like
so it might
very
be.
time
it takes
consuming.
months. It's like the whole process. Like we're about to shoot a pilot, and the pilot's gonna be 10 minutes, and we've been planning it since probably fucking October. So like a feature,
November, December.
it takes
January.
like a year. I feel like.
February.
So that's why I be crazy when I be seeing like actors. I know that like it's less work, I guess. Well, it's not less work, but I feel like a different type of work when you're on the casting side. But when actors like be in multiple movies, that'd be like blowing my mind. Like, how did you do this? Like niggas is
They
like
did that.
on sets for 2 movies, and they should be like going on for months. I feel like, as far as like the casting, the rehearsal, and then the actual shooting. I feel like that shit takes forever.
They getting paid the big bucks. They wake their ass up 7 a.m. promptly, sharp.
Early.
Get your ass on this set.
Boy, it's 1:45, boy.
Definitely like 4 or 5.
It is 3:30. You still sleep.
Get your ass.
You still sleeping. Get up. Great. I'm excited. I'm excited, kids. All right. Before we talk about what we're listening to, do y'all want to shout out your own personal pages again, or do y'all? Yeah, y'all want to shout out your personal pages.
Yeah. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, P Swag only. That's P Swag with 2 G's. P Swag only.
You get mad at them?
Not angry at all. All love,
okay.
I promise. Just want to make sure you understand. That's it.
That way y'all ain't-
You can follow me on Twitter at marryme_the_reef. You can follow me on Instagram at being.marymay. Usually, I feel like Instagram you'll probably see me more, at least with my art stuff. Twitter, yeah, Twitter's really toxic, but
Oh, we go.
Plug it.
why is it not you?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Micah MICVH dot B MICVH.B. That's on both. I will come to Twitter first. That's why I reside. So
Alright guys, you can check me out at YoFlyS Auntie on both Instagram and Twitter. I feel like my Instagram is more interesting. I don't know. But my actual design page where like photo shoots and stuff are posted is A Musemix, and it's spelled A MUSEMIXX.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Chris D. Collins. You can follow me at Twitter. I don't even know my Twitter name.
Is it Chris D.
I
Collins?
think
It
it's
show
Chris
ain't.
Collins something.
No, it's like Chris Collins
about to say.
_ 87, some bullshit like that.
Okay.
what's that football number?
Yeah,
Oh, throwback.
that's why it's
I
old
see.
as hell. But
Or I'll find you first.
also you follow.
It's Chris D. Collins.
Oh shit! I must have changed it. Cool. Instagram and Twitter at Chris D. Collins.
Yeah.
Fuck all that. And
Oh my God!
They say it, but
follow
that
us.
might be important.
Follow Kickback Chronicles on Instagram and Twitter. You know, the team and I, or my team and I don't know what's the proper term, but
That sounds good.
we're working on something real big, man, and we would love for y'all to tune in because it's gonna be great. Like I said, Kickback Kickback Chronicles at Instagram and Twitter. That's all I got. I plugged it.
All right, y'all. Check this out. So we're about to get into it. What we've been listening to, and once again, somebody shocked me this week. Brent, how you say his last name?
Fayez.
We all said different
I
names.
thought we said the same thing. Brent Fayez.
Fayez.
What'd you say?
Fire.
What'd you say?
It sounded like somebody.
Somebody said something else.
We all said Fayez.
We can run audio backs.
Brent, check this out.
That shit was hard.
Yep. I felt that toxicity level that I felt in this music was right up my alley.
It's perfect balance.
It was a smooth, angelic song of voice. When I started listening to the lyrics, I said, hold on for a second. Clouded, the second song right there, I probably listen to Clouded like 6 times a day. That's like my motto right now. So, I don't even know what the name of the tape is. I haven't looked at it. That's it? Yeah. Did that. So I just want to bump heavy. Let's see.
For me, which I know I sent it to y'all, but it's a new artist that I don't even know how I found the nigga. Stephen Jalion.
I thought it was Jalon, like Jalon.
Whatever the fuck.
Shalom.
Oh, don't disrespect, man.
You right though, boy, tough.
Yeah. He's like Gunner's
Step up.
step. It's
Close
hard.
enough.
The album's called Oak City Blues.
Oh, like in real life, or
No, dead ass. Dude sound like Gunner.
oh, that's what you. I thought you was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, he sounds just like Gunner.
So
It's
he like little baby. He's like little baby's like half brother.
No.
Mm-mm.
Little baby ain't gonna sound the same.
No.
Yes, they do.
But no, definitely tune in. But that's who I've been listening to, and I also been listening to that Brent as well. It's pretty cool, pretty chill.
Yeah, I don't think the two niggas sounded like. That's what y'all telling me in my face right now.
Gunna and Baby do not sound like. Have you heard Dick and Gunna before? I'm not trying to do this today.
He didn't teach the little baby how to rap.
Huh?
Gunna doesn't even need Lil Baby. Lil Baby needs Gunna.
That's fair. I'm not debating that. See, you lost me. You think I'm putting? Nah, that's not what I'm saying. Gunna didn't teach little baby how to rap.
He probably did.
It's actually
Gunna taught
They do
y'all
sound
Gunna taught y'all favorites how to rap.
It sound different.
Who?
Gunna taught y'all favorites how to rap. Who your favorite artist?
Get out, because you know who I'm.
All right, no, now he doesn't want to say it.
He taught.
Now we don't want to say
He taught
it.
Kato how to rap.
Duh.
He taught Cole how to rap.
He taught Future how to rap.
What? You go. No, is the answer, but yeah, we went from.
When I made my first meet, I ain't penny.
You a little outrageous out here. You sound like when Marcus said that Drake put Kate out on.
Marcus is delusional.
Well, you know, brother definitely is a little bit.
Oh, you know what we just said.
It came in my.
Put him out on blast.
It came to my mind. I just had to put it out. If you listening, Marcus.
He just added you.
I'm not gonna say it.
Respond back.
Stupid.
We're gonna be like, Marcus, you heard the episode? What episode? Y'all season 2?
I'm listening to right now. Well, I listened to a couple things recently. I listen to Brent. I like Brent's album. I listen to Glock's tape. There's some cool songs on there. Lil Wayne's funeral. He needed to do that album because I was not a fan of it.
I agree.
And then 2 Chainz put out a tape, and that was
That
solid.
tape is hot.
That was a solid tape. I
True.
like everybody who was on there.
Me too.
So yeah.
I'm gonna say what everybody else said. I have literally not listened to any other music. Okay, well, I've listened to like mixes, but like as far as like iTunes, every time my iTunes has been open, every single time I've gotten in my car since this has come out, Brent, you have been playing like on repeat the entire album. I do not skip songs. Like
one.
the entire album
Not
has
one.
been on repeats, and you know,
That's my favorite of the year.
I already saw you, but
Early year, that's my favorite right now.
I might have to see you again. I might. Dang.
We'll do it.
We'll
be there. We'll see you.
I might be there.
This is great. This is great. Thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You did what you needed to do.
You did.
I've been listening to the Brent tape too. Not as much as you. But it was nice. it was definitely solid.
I mean, I was a fan before. So.
I mean, really, I haven't really been listening to anything new. I mean, well, for the last 2 days, I have been listening to a chopped and screwed mix of Erykah Badu.
Like Flames.
It is actually
Like
really
Flames.
amazing. Like,
Yeah,
I never thought it would be Bro, that Tyrone chopping screw. Take your time.
Ooh, that's low. Ooh, that
It hit, bro. It hit to the
that might be
it hits on a different level, bro. That
Some Chopper School songs are like
it was just
they're
all
bad.
it was just all hits like Next Lifetime, Tyrone, Drama, On and On, Bag Lady. This shit was just
Send me that.
That makes me
hard.
nervous, but it
was
also
it's like an
What's it
hour.
on?
sounds
It was
good.
on YouTube. You didn't hear that shit? But it had been playing like two straight nights on my laptop and then on my phone. Shit was loud. I just went to sleep to it.
Oh no, bro, I was probably knocked out.
Yeah, that shit was lethal.
I might check that out.
No, it's not.
That might be hard. That was everybody. Wow. All right, two things. One, I said this last episode. If the Chiefs won, I would acknowledge this. And not only did we win,
What
what
else
else
do
we do? But we showed the world how you celebrate a Super Bowl.
We sure did.
And we still celebrating it
And what do? We open a can of whoop-ass
on everybody. 5-5, he was not offsides.
Hey, listen, Travis was that boy.
Yeah.
Liddy.
Y'all want to know surreal feelings? Most of y'all teams probably won a Super Bowl.
We already
We
already
champions. We're champions.
there. Already talking that.
Some people don't know what this feel like. And I can tell you it feel like that. Exactly how you think it would feel is how it feel. Better than everybody else. Next year, I hate to say it, we'll probably do it again. So that's what I want to say. You can follow us on our socials. Twitter, all the vibes with 2 underscores. Instagram, 2 underscores, all the vibes. Once again, Patreon. Not everybody wakes up with $1 million. Definitely not us. So donate. We got some big things going on. Like I said, we're going to get our first forums going up here at Missouri State. And then we got the opportunity to go down to Big 12, University of Oklahoma next week. So we will not be recording next week, but we have a video coming.
We will.
A video. So that'll be T. Just look out for more of our segments. It's going crazy. Awesome merch coming. Website still coming. I say this all the time, but it actually really is coming. I'm serious. Anybody got anything going on?
I already talked about
Kickback Chronicles. Going crazy. Look out for my IMDb credits and that. Once again, love y'all. Appreciate y'all for showing support. Continue support. Send it to your family, your friends, people you don't like, people that don't like you. It don't matter. We'll take all of them. Volume 2 going crazy. Until next time. See y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
I don't really see him actually.
Get on down, it's bad enough. You and all your friends hopped up that